What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast. We are back live in downtown Bakersfield, California. First show back since Thanksgiving, and boy, are we glad to have y'all. Glad to have you with us. Hopefully, you put on a couple pounds over the holiday. Maybe not too many, but we got our producer, Eric, in studio. How you doing?
What up?
We are in the Creative Haven, brought to you by the Creative Crew. And want to give a little bit of love, or let's talk about what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about on this episode. First episode back since Thanksgiving. And it feels like it's been way longer way longer than a week since we've been here. But put out 2 episodes. Go check out the Thanksgiving special, the one before that, Show Me Your Food. I think those are fantastic episodes. And this one is, I feel like they just keep getting better and better. But today we're going to be hitting on appreciating normal. Appreciating normal. I'll elaborate on that when I get into it. That's going to be my opening rant today. Webster Dictionary has put out the 2023 word of the year. This actually just came down the pipeline before we started doing the show. So we'll talk about that and what it is. Some things you just read and you accept the information. We'll read you something and you just accept it. You're like, I will ride with that. I want to believe that. You don't do any research. You just accept the information. Good day to be a plumber. Good weekend if you were a plumber. We'll get into that. And, of course, we will get into a few more things. And all brought to you by our sponsors. Want to give a big shout out to the Mattress Space Furniture Outlet. Big love to them. Go check them out. Buck Owens Boulevard. Look, you're looking for holiday. People already doing their holiday shopping. Nothing better than an incredible deal on a new bed, a new mattress, a new bed set, whatever it is that you're looking for. Buck Owens Boulevard in Bakersfield. Go check them out. Big love to them. Also, our newest sponsor, Rev Nutrition. Don't forget, look, we're getting close to the end of the year. And I know a lot of, one of the most popular things is always like, I'm going to get in shape this year. I want to do better physically, mentally, all these things. They will get you taken care of. Rev Nutrition, absolute game changer. Got my favorite product here, but they've got everything. If you're looking for specific weight loss supplements, you are looking for pre-workout, you are looking for aminos, whatever it is that you're looking for health-wise, they've got it. Locations all over Bakersfield. Rev Nutrition, big shout out to them. Also, don't forget, mention the podcast. Promo code I Love You Say It Back. 20% off your entire order. 20% off your entire order. Big love, Rev Nutrition. Let's get into the show. First show back since Thanksgiving. Boy, this used to be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Working in radio, it used to be a lot of fun. One of the first things that I love to do was like weigh myself like before Thanksgiving and after, and I'd be like, hey, look at me. I put on blank amount of pounds. This year, the official numbers as it stands of this morning, and it was worse before yesterday, 4.8. Yes, I'm not going to say 5, but it was 4.8 pounds that I put on over the weekend. Yeah. Did you put any weight on? Did you track that?
I actually lost weight.
Oh.
I was going to the gym.
Are you depressed? Are you going through something?
No, I'm feeling pretty good.
This is a safe space. I lost weight during Thanksgiving.
Now, at my brother's, he really just literally has protein drinks and water in his fridge.
Yeah.
And since my family was all spread it out this year, it was the first year we didn't spend together. There wasn't a big old Thanksgiving meal. We had... This is actually kind of funny, and you might know or not know this. My brother bought a turkey from Popeye's Chicken.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
It's pre-cooked and it's wrapped it's sealed in a bag like a regular turkey, but it's already pre-cooked. So all you do is
Cajun seasoning and all that stuff?
Whatever was already on it, yeah. And then I think they might have added some stuff, but I'm not sure. I didn't really watch this process, but I do remember my brother is watching a YouTube video on how to cook the Popeye's chicken because there's actual YouTube video of the Popeye's chicken.
That's amazing.
So it's pre-cooked. You put it in the oven, I think 2 hours, and it's done. So They bought mashed potatoes. They bought some mac and cheese from one of their favorite places. They made that. So we really had like if you watch my story, I'm like basic because it was the mashed potatoes, the turkey, the corn, all the regular things. So, but yeah, Popeyes has a pre-cooked turkey. That's what we did. We had a cream cheese pumpkin pie, but I was going to the gym. I'm in San Diego. There's not a lot to do. My brothers like to kick back and watch like music videos all day, or so every morning I go on a walk, get an energy drink, stroll around. So yeah, it wasn't like intentionally trying to lose weight. I was just being more active, I guess, than I always am.
Yeah, and the reason why I say it used to be fun to talk about this because in radio you can kind of be like, yeah, I put on 8 pounds. I remember one year I put on like 7 pounds, like 7 pounds in over a weekend, and it was fun. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll talk about it because radio, there's no, you just listen to me talk about it. You're driving in your car, you're like, damn, this fucker put on 8 pounds. And I wouldn't be, nobody would like look at me. But now we got this whole camera aspect, and I'm sitting here like, I put on 4.8, but it's the reason I'm wearing black today. You gotta hide all those little edges, you know. But yeah, it used to be a lot of fun. 4.8. Look, I'll be honest. Like, it's funny, but it also kind of sucks if for women. I know that they get frustrated over this, but like this will be done. This will be gone by the end of the week. You know, you kind of know your body. That's why it's okay to like talk about it. You're like, yeah, I'll lose this by the end of the week, no problem.
Yeah,
And I know women get really frustrated over
we had
that
to run
because
together. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there. We got to go on a run together.
we do. I went on a first run, so before I even get into my opening rant, like the last 24, so I got a little like Thanksgiving bug. Um, Something's been going around. I saw a lot of people were like, "Yeah, I'm out of commission for the last couple of days." So, and it normally happens around this time of year because it starts to get a little bit colder. People catch a little bit of whatever it is, and then we're together with everybody. Everybody gets together at Thanksgiving, and then you're with your friends, friendsgiving, family. You know, like we're all over the place. Bar crawls, and everybody's doing those things. So it starts to spread a little bit quicker than normal. But um, I was at a commission like since pretty much Friday. I was in bed all day. Saturday I stepped out because it was my buddy's daughter's second birthday. So I stopped by, went out there. Which, by the way, I'm addicted to playing that game charades where you have to guess, like, based on clues.
Mhm.
And had a lot of fun playing that. And then back really kind of in bed pretty much all of Sunday. Then by Sunday night, I started feeling like good enough to go out and get a run in. And I think that's where mostly, like, normally I'm not bedridden after Thanksgiving. And I think that's where, like not being able to be active, which is really kind of an interesting thing. Um, you don't realize how much you need something. You're like, I hate running. I do. I'm not a runner, and won't come up here and pretend to be like, yeah, everybody should go run. It's awesome. And it's like, you're corny. Shut the fuck up. But you know what I hate more is just not being able to do that stuff. I hate more being able to like
Yeah.
go into bed not feeling great, going to bed feeling like, oh, I didn't do anything, and not checking off any of these rings, none of that.
Mhm.
But it kind of leads me into my opening topic. And this episode is going to be appreciate normal. Appreciate normal. Appreciate the small things. Vic, everybody says that. Why? Allow me to elaborate. I think so often we kind of get into this mode where we take things for granted, right? I was watching I don't know if it was a documentary or one of these like competitive shows where they send people into the woods. It was on Netflix. And the guy who ended up winning, they basically have to survive for whatever, whoever can survive the longest, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The main story that I took away from this is at the end of it, the guy who won said something that I'll never forget. He said, it taught me to appreciate my right arm. And he said, every day that I wake up, I have my right arm. Every day that I wake up, I have it. I don't think about it. It's not a conscious thing that I have to think about. I just have it there and I take it for granted because it's always there. But I think during the show, he hurt his right arm or something happened where he couldn't use it. And he's like, holy hell, if I had to live my life without my right arm, it would be a totally different life. And then at one point it got better and he learned to appreciate it. He's like, whoa, I'm back to just having my right arm. It wasn't like he gained an extra arm. It wasn't like he gained this extra power. He was just back to normal. But the appreciation that he had for it was a hell of a whole lot more different. He appreciated a lot more, appreciating the normal, right? Your right arm. And I say that because over the weekend, like I was saying, I would say like bedridden, but I was definitely like, I'm probably going to chill out on this. I canceled the tea time, which I never do. I'll go golf sick as a dog. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather sit this one out and feel better down the road. Cancel the baseball practice. All these things that I was like, you know what? I'd rather feel better. And it taught me to, and then last night, I finally start to feel a little bit better. I get some Define in my system, and I go for a run. And Eric, when I tell you that I felt absolutely invincible, I felt like I could conquer the world. It was the wildest thing. And what was I? I wasn't any better than I was before. I was just back to normal, I guess what you would call like healthy, feeling good. My body felt good. You know, nothing will make you appreciate normal breathing like being sick, where you're like, you know, one side's clogged or whatever, and all of a sudden you can finally breathe again. And you're like, how did I ever take this for granted?
Yeah.
We take the normal things for granted because it's always there. You always wake up and you're breathing fine. You're breathing normal. The guy who I referenced, you know, he always woke up. We always have our right arm, or for me, my left arm.
Bro, even your fingers, like opening. Have you ever jammed your finger?
Yep.
And you're like, I can't use my index finger or whatever it is. So many different situations where I've been humbled to be like, wow, like I'm definitely appreciating my toe, my being able to walk.
That's gross. That's
Well,
fucking disgusting.
no, have you ever hurt your foot where you're like, I can't walk normal, like anything, bro? Like it's crazy.
Yeah. But again, you learn to appreciate it on a completely different level. Again, I wasn't stronger. I wasn't faster. I wasn't better than I was before. I just came back to normal, and you come back with a totally different appreciation. You're like, so I think we need to just kind of take a step back. And if you're listening to this and you're healthy and you're in the car and you're breathing fine and you don't have a cold and you don't have a bum shoulder or knee or anything like that, and even if you do and it's feeling good, I think we need to appreciate the little normal things. Because over the weekend, I'm such an active person where I'm always looking to do something, to be doing something. I'm going to the store, or I'm going on a run, or I'm going this and I'm doing that, or whatever. When you are literally in bed thinking about all the things, you're like, man, as much as I hate running, I hate not running even more. Appreciate the normal. Appreciate the breathing. Because when you don't have it and we're all sitting there in bed and you're tossing and turning, you ever do that thing where it's like one nostril is like plugged up, and then you lay on the other side, and then whatever fluid that clogs that up, it's like, oh, now this one's breathing fine, but this one's clogged, but now you feel great because this one's breathing great.
Bro, I've never done that.
That is, boy, you haven't lived, buddy. You haven't lived life. Appreciate normal. That's how we started this show. Had a great great Thanksgiving weekend. Not as good as Plumbers, though. Here's a little fun fact, a little in case you didn't know. We're going to start implementing In Case You Didn't Know's into every show. That's going to be a segment.
That, though.
In case you didn't know.
That was good, actually. I actually like that.
Funny.
I like that. That was good. That was good. I don't want to hear it again, but that was good.
Don't do it ever again.
No. Like I think we should really cherish how good that take was. And maybe the second one might not be as good.
Maybe we clip that out and then we put it on here and then just forever.
Yeah, we could probably do that. That wasn't bad. I liked it.
Thank you. So fun fact, did you know that the busiest, or I guess best day, or worse, like depending on how you look at it, for plumbers is Black Friday? Did you know that?
Called Brown Friday, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious how this happens. And it's crazy that it's their busiest day. They're making money. They're probably listening to this rolling in dough. They're like, I could take the rest of the year off, pal. Going over there and unclogging all those toilets. family coming into town, extra
It's dirty
usage.
money.
It is. That's the best way to
It's
put
the
it. Dirty.
dirtiest damn money you
But
can
man,
make.
it is a lot of money. They do very well. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to all the plumbers who kind of came through and um saved. And it's crazy because you and I both knows that girls don't poop, girls don't do any of that stuff. So it's really just off guys. That's crazy. That
Yeah. Anyway, have you ever done any plumbing work yourself?
um I did not anything too spectacular, like replace
Okay.
the toilet and everything like that. But not anything where it's like, I mean, the average like unclogging
No,
a
I
toilet.
mean like go to the main line in the backyard, open that thing up because the whole house is like plugged up.
No. So based off this, I got a question. All right. And if you were a guest, say like, okay, perfect example, you were in San Diego with your brother over the weekend,
Okay.
and let's say you clogged his toilet. I'm not joking. Like you clogged his toilet, whatever.
Mhm. I think we've
Would
all
you
been there.
would you would you pay for it? Would you offer to pay for it? Or would
No,
it be
I
like,
mean,
my bad,
I
dog?
bet. Hey, nah, but let me just handle this real quick, and I'll do what I think I know I need to do to fix it. I don't think have you ever? I mean, has anyone ever clogged a toilet and it knew that it was more serious than just a typical standard clog?
Yeah, where you
Using
just
it.
need a little plunger and then you're
Yeah,
just out
because
of
I'm
it.
sure, like, say if because again, it's accumulation. If you read the stats, I read about it. It's the it's not that you're creating more of a plumbing problem on this day. It's the busiest day because you overwhelm the system that already probably had a small blockage. So now that you're overwhelming the system with 15 people at your house
Right, right.
that all got to take a dump, it's just is what it is. So
15 boys.
you're probably not gonna know till the next day, when you're like, wait,
All right, would you, if it was your house, would you be like, "Hey, Uncle John, that's gonna be $75, buddy."
we know you're the one that does the
We know.
damage.
And it's always the big person that gets blamed, which is always messed up. It's always a big person. You always blame the big guy. Have you ever seen that meme? It's like a video. It's like, it's a big person, and he was talking about, he's like, "Man, big people can't do nothing." He's like, I'm not allowed to be hungry. Because then it's just like, it's funny, damn, just because you're fat, you're hungry. Or I can't need to go to the bathroom. I can't fart. I can't sweat. I can't exercise. Like, you can't do nothing when you're big. And I was
Yeah.
like, that is true. They would be blaming everything. We think it's hilarious. Like, as if a skinny person is like, "Oh, you know what sounds good? In and out." We're like, "Oh my gosh, she's so funny. She eats so much."
Yeah.
And it's like kind of cute. But if a big person, man, in and out sounds good, like, you're like, "Hey, damn, relax, buddy. Maybe you should take a little break there." He's like,
Yeah.
"I can't." When he said, "I can't be hungry or sweat or do nothing," I was like, "Damn, that's real." So
It's
yeah, they
true.
always get blamed
It's
for it.
true.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Um. So yeah, like I think I'd offer to pay for it. If I clogged it so bad where they had to call and bring in the plumbers, I'd be like, "Yeah, let me take care of this."
Yeah, I just don't know if I've ever seen something that extreme to where it has to be called right up on that moment.
Yeah.
I think someone might even be like, hey, we have another bathroom, just go there. Or have you ever been in the bathroom trying to unclog a toilet by yourself?
It's
Like,
the absolute worst. And I have a story. I can't remember the details of it, but I know there's like, it's almost like that Dumb and Dumber scene where he goes on the date with Mary Swanson or whatever her name is, and he goes to use the toilet, he clogs it, he ruins, he absolutely butchers it after Lloyd puts the laxative in his drink.
Mhm.
I feel like we all kind of have like a similar story. It always happens at the worst time is the bottom line.
yeah,
But
100%. And the worst part is that you're like, now people feel or think that I'm doing some damage in here. Really, it's like, I've been trying to fix this thing the last 5 minutes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This next story, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, and you'll see why. I'm specifically, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It's like improv comedy, right? Improv. One of the rules in improv is accept the information. If I say, "Boy, it's cloudy outside," you don't say, "Actually, no, it's sunny." You accept the information. You go with it. You roll with it. Improv comedy, one of the top rules: accept the information. Be like, "Man, it is cloudy." This is how I'm treating this story. I didn't do any more research. I didn't look into it. I took the information and I said, yep, I agree. I love it. Story came out over the weekend, and it's literally there is no correlation between eating pasta and gaining weight. Folks, pasta does not make you fat. Did I look into it? Did I do my research? Nope. But according to Women's Health, a credible website that women and people all go to, they said they found, and this is a quote, they found, quote, despite the perception that some pasta is, quote, fattening, is a, quote, fattening food, current observational evidence suggests that pasta is generally not associated with body weight or body composition and may inversely be associated with BMI or abdominal obesity. Folks, that is good enough for me. Accept the information. This is improv comedy. Pasta does not make you fat. We're going to go do some tour of Italy, some frugati, some sorella.
I don't mess with frugatis. I have a story actually about them.
You know what's crazy is
They were so rude to me, bro, at their house.
at their house.
I did a FedEx delivery to them, bro.
Oh wow,
One of the I've never
Spicy.
talked about it. Yeah, it's a personal thing. I'll tell you later.
it's a spicy. But yeah, so Italian food, pasta does not make you fat.
That was based off a UK study, if I'm correct too.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I accept the information. Sure thing.
But if it's a
you
study,
bet your ass it was.
if it was a study somewhere, regardless,
Yep.
there's definitely numbers and things being crunched to figure this out.
And this isn't like the Onion website, you know, where they just throw out random. This isn't. This is Women's Health Lifestyle magazine. So if they put it out, hey, this is something I want to hear. This is something I want to believe. This is something I want to accept. Therefore, I believe it. Congratulations. I'll see you all at Unlimited Pasta Bowls at Olive Garden. Let's go. This next story came in and is as basically as we were coming in today. Kind of an interesting thing. So haven't had much time to kind of sit and marinate and think about it, but it was kind of interesting. The Webster's Dictionary puts out their annual word of the year. This year's word just announced this morning, as of Friday morning, the 27th. The 2023 word of the year is authentic. Authentic.
I love that.
It was interesting because as I kind of read it, it made sense to why it would be the most search word. Now we'll go into it for different reasons, but basically in a blog post, Merriam-Webster said that the substantial increase in searches for authentic was driven by stories and conversations about AI, celebrity culture, identity, and social media. So that one kind of makes sense where it's like, oh, is this authentic or is this like an AI generated thing? But I think it is. I love this word. I love authentic. And we got into it because I think authenticity and authentic, this is kind of for our own, we had our own little conversation on this, and I love the word because I feel like authentic is so easy to feel. Yeah. And if you're sitting in the car or you're sitting at your desk or whatever it is, wherever it is that you're listening to this, I think we all kind of feel like authentic. And I'm going to personalize this a little bit. I think the reason why I was able to have success on my radio show, I think the reason why people that you watch or listen to on podcasts, on TV, on YouTube, I think so many people are different, right? Or it's like some people are funny, some people are motivating, some people are inspirational, some people they make you feel true crime, whatever it is. I think when people are authentic to who they are, you're going to be successful, or at least people are going to feel it. I was able to be vulnerable in certain aspects of my show. I talked about a segment called Dear Diary. Literally, it was me writing into my diary. Good, bad, indifferent. You knew it was real, and I wasn't making up. If I had a bad day, if I was going through something, I would openly tell you about it. I guarantee you, the people who listen to the night shift from 11:50, like at 11:50 probably know more about me than some of my closest family members. These are things that I openly talked about because I knew I wasn't the only one who was going through things. And I was like, you know what? If I can reach out and talk about something that I'm going through and make somebody not feel alone or make somebody not feel like they're the only ones who go through or struggle with certain things. Nah, this dude that you guys listen to on the radio who's goofing off and making fun of people and talking all this crap goes through the exact same things. We're all kind of going through this. And I think that was authentic. It was, and I even did a thing where I'd be like, okay, for most of the show, you're like, hey, it's, we're here and blah, blah, blah. What do you think about this? And then I'd be like, okay, it's 11:55. Like, show's basically over. Like, and then play a little piano music. And then I would honestly like just be like, today, kind of went through something, going through a lot of things in whatever situation it was. And the feedback that I got almost instantly via Instagram, via Snapchat, people recording it and be like, hey, you hit on this today. And it's something that I went through last week. And whether you're related to it or not, it was authentic. I think me making fun of people is authentic. I mean, you may not like everything I say, but I'm not sitting here making stuff up or, we push buttons, but everything's authentic. And I bring a great comparison to this because let's talk about, I want to talk like football coaches. And I brought this up to you where Bill Belichick, Patriots coach, he's a grump. He's like, well, we're on to Cincinnati and everybody do their job. And that works for him. He's one of the greatest coaches ever. That works for him. There's been guys who've tried to do what he does, and they're like, oh, this worked for Bill. Let me try to do this. And it doesn't work. Why? Because it's not authentic to the person. They could be funny, goofy, and it could still work. But I think if you are authentic and true to who you are, that is going to shine through. That is going to it's going to make it so much more believable, real, almost tangible, where you could be like, I believe this person, I trust this person because they feel authentic.
Yeah.
What say you?
I've brought this up before to you. And this is just me being more into like energy and, the spiritual space of things. Authenticity is the highest vibration of frequencies that can be exerted out. So that goes into what you say. When you're being authentic, it could be felt. It's because it's such a high
Absolutely.
vibration of energy being let out. So, I mean, if you're ever trying to genuinely create something or help somebody, it's usually always going to feel good because on either end, yourself or the other person, because you've allowed this very vulnerable space of saying, this is what this is. This is all I have, even if it's a little bit, but I'm trying, or I'm putting this forward. And it's the best way. It's the best way to do something for yourself or other people. And I don't think you could lose being authentic, even if you quote unquote lose.
And I think just to flip it on the other side, where it's like, let me do something and you don't do it for the right reasons, or it's just like, let me see what I can get out of this, or let me see what I can, then you feel it instantly. Flip side, where if you do something and it's authentic and it's real and it's true to you, it's like what you said, it doesn't matter if you fail, succeed, get played, whatever it is. If you were authentic and true in your intentions, in who you are, and you're doing it the way you only know how to be, like that's felt. I worked with he was an incredible Steve and Jeff had a really popular show at the station I worked at. Incredible guys. Steve, they're both incredible people. And Steve had a way, and you could listen to people talk about the way that he described them. He would sit there and ask you a question, and mind you, this is a guy who talked for a living, and a lot of the things he had to talk about himself, and a lot of things that he went through, and just kind of self-deprecating comedy and all these things. But when he talked to you, and he would sit there and ask you, "How are you doing?" And he'd sit there and just like, and you just felt like you care about me, you care about my response to this. And there's something so valuable to that and so beautiful to a person feeling genuine and authentic in their asking. Because how often, I'll be honest, I'll be the first person to tell you, like I ask often a lot of people on the streets, or it's like, hey, how you doing today? How's your day? And normally I just expect like, good, how are you? And it's just like if someone actually broke down and like started listening, my reaction would be a little bit different, but I'd be like, honestly, I wasn't asking to hear the whole thing. And I think a lot
Yeah.
of us are just kind of being polite and, hey, how you doing? Hey,
Yeah.
have a great day. How are you really, you know? But I feel like every person he came in contact with and talked to,
Mhm.
he made you feel like, man, I care about this. And to me, that's authenticity that again is almost, you can almost feel it. It's almost tangible. And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 100%. It when someone comes to you, like if it's like you just said, how's your day? I used to always do this thing, like especially at FedEx every day. Like I started my morning. Obviously, I'm going into businesses, talking to individuals. I would always like, hey, how you doing? Bro, I've come into think about it. I've went into jobs at 8 in the morning to make a delivery, or 10 in the morning, and there's literally a woman. She'd be at her front desk crying because of whatever she was going through that morning or the day before, breakup, death. And I would literally give customers hugs, bro. Like, are you okay? Like, it was, yeah, I did it. I remember specifically at the prison. But anyway, yeah, authenticity. Real quick before you move on, Bill Belichick, you brought him up. Do you think he is who he is without Tom Brady? Because you think he wins another Super Bowl?
No, I don't think he does. At least not in his current situation. But I will say, no, I don't. It's been because before Tom Brady, he had been fired. He was let go of his job.
Yeah,
He has this great 20-year run with Tom Brady. Tom Brady leaves. Tom Brady wins a Super Bowl. And what happens to the Patriots and Bill Belichick? It hasn't been great.
yeah. Do you think it kind of tarnishes his legacy?
In my eyes, it does, because I don't see him the same way that I looked at him. I used to think like, man, this guy's a genius, and he could be a grump. He can get away with like the Patriot way, but now it just seems like stubborn
Yeah,
and kind of stuck in his ways type of thing, where it's like, well, we gotta get everybody ready to play, and it's just like, shut up, old man.
yeah.
If you're winning Super Bowls, it's funny how results often dictate how we feel about someone. I
Mm-hmm.
can be a total asshole, but if I'm like the most successful, we're like, he's on top of his stuff. He doesn't play any games because he's on top of it. If I'm an asshole and I'm like not successful at anything, then you're gonna be like, what an idiot. He's not successful because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
So results dictate how we view things.
Well, the saying, no one cares unless you're winning.
Big facts.
So
Big
yeah.
facts. That's a great way to. I thought this kind of was a little blessing that kind of came down the pipeline as we were prepping the last little bit of the show. I was like, we definitely got to talk about it. Word of
Yeah,
the year,
it's cool.
authentic.
I love that.
Could be something that we all try to work on a
Yeah.
little bit as we
Everybody
head
give it
into.
a little bit more authenticity,
Yes, sir. You ready for our trivia question?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get it. I feel like we zoomed by today's show.
We did.
All right. Before we get into our trivia question, I want to give another big shout out to our sponsors, the Mattress Space Furniture Outlet. Start the new year with a new mattress. Go check out my boy C's. He'll get you taken care of. Buck Owens Boulevard, right here in Bakersfield. Mattress, bed, sofa, dining table. I guarantee my money back guarantee you won't find a better price on mattresses. It is an outlet for a reason. You're looking for a good deal. That is where you'll find it. The Mattress Space Furniture Outlet. Go down there. Go check them out. They'll get you taken care of. Also, our newest sponsor, Rev Nutrition, hooking us up, getting us taken care of with some Define, getting our minds going. I got to do a whole maybe like an opening rant about like why I genuinely have been taking this for years, because I think about it and I'm like, I really do love this stuff. And you can go ahead and try it to get 20% off. Mention the podcast. I love you. Say it back. Big shout out Rev Nutrition, Trev and the boys, and all the great people that are working down there. So let's get into our trivia question. And this one has to do with what we just went through. We just went through Thanksgiving. So here we go. Almost 40% of people did this before their Thanksgiving guest arrived to their house. Almost 40% of people do this before their Thanksgiving guest arrive to their house. So it's a fun one.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Almost 40% of people do this before the Thanksgiving guests arrive at their house. do the nasty.
I was gonna joke and say like clean up, but obviously,
That'd be way more.
yeah, exactly. It's 100%. You're cleaning till people get there.
Imagine people get like do the nasty because you would think you're
We're
like,
gonna
"All
get
right,
stuff.
yeah, well, not only we're gonna get stuff, that can be too. Who's getting stuff? No, but like you're gonna be like, well, we're gonna have the in-laws here from now until Monday or whatever. They're like, we got to get it in right now.
Yeah, let's get it
Kids
in
are
a
gonna be
couple
sleeping in our
times.
room.
Yeah, yeah, that's one to think of.
I'll stuff you and then the turkey. Anyways, back to the question.
Yeah, 40% of people do this before their guests arrive. All right. I know we had a bathroom topic, but that doesn't make sense. Okay, let me just go with. I'm gonna go with. Decorate the Christmas tree. I don't know.
No, not decorate
Dumb
the
shit.
Christmas tree. It has to do with scent.
Okay, I was gonna say light candles, but I
Light the
didn't.
candle
I
is the
swear.
correct answer, dumb boy.
I was gonna
What?
get. I was gonna get
You're
it right
never
for the
gonna
first
get it.
time. Then in my head, I was like, create
Shoulda said it.
create the smell, like the ambiance. But
Should have said it because
Dang it.
light a scented candle was absolutely
that was my
correct answer.
intuition too. I swear, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, follow your intuition. Be authentic to yourself.
Gosh.
And yeah, so 40% of people, and I love this is my favorite thing. You light a candle, create that whole ambiance and vibe in the house, and it feels good. It smells good. So yeah, there we go. Got a big week ahead. I am going to. We're gonna be back in studio recording on Thursday later this week, but I'm hitting up Redwood National Park. Got a baby shower to hit this weekend. Fun, busy week. And I got to go shed 4.8 pounds. So we'll see y'all next time. We'll see you down the road. Appreciate everybody in the Creative Haven. Thank you to our producer, Eric, over there.
Yes, sir.
Creative crew, Rev Nutrition, the Mattress Space. Everybody who's listening, go check out our episodes. I love you. Say it back. Follow us on all socials, Life of Vivera, the podcast, ILY, Say It Back Pod. I'm at Vic Radio. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a great productive week, even though this week is going to suck. We get used to not having to go to work, and everybody's back at work. So here's another little podcast to get you through that week. Until next time, I love you. Say it back. Have a great one.
Yep.
I'm going to go shed 4.8 pounds, like I said.
Jeez.
By tomorrow.